Hi, my name is James Fox. I want to welcome you to the Path Awakened. This is our new video channel that we've created. And the purpose is really to start to build a community for those of us that have either experienced an awakening, are interested in topics like enlightenment, or want to just know more about how do you tap into some of the benefits, some of the attributes that you can get from going through this experience. This channel is primarily going to be myself and my buddy Johnny. He also had a similar awakening experience. He's a friend of 20 years. I'm very grateful that I had someone go through it at the same time or close to the same time that I did. Similar process, similar meditations. So I had someone to really talk to. If I didn't have anyone to talk to going through this experience, whenever everyone else, I think, probably thought I was crazy, it would have been tough. So that's what this channel's for. It's to give the viewer an opportunity to hear from a couple of real guys about what this experience is. How do you manage it? What did you do to get there? How can I think differently? How can I get control of my mind? How are those painful experiences from the past causing me to maybe sabotage relationships, causing bouts of depression? Most importantly, which I suffered from before my awakening, causing addiction. I personally think we spend way too much time and money in endless therapy, in behavior modification, such as addiction programs. Clearly some folks need it because of a chemical standpoint, but I can tell you, once you embrace this process and once you go through an awakening, those addictions, those insecurities, they fall away. The addiction just isn't important anymore once you feel the endless love and that deep inner peace and happiness. So anyways, I'm getting kind of too deep on this first video, so we're going to start with a conversation in these videos like we're doing right now, just some key concepts, some things that we're going to challenge you with or throw your direction, and hopefully it starts to open your mind. And then we're going to keep going down the path. And then the second part of these videos is going to be Johnny joining me, and we're going to go out to some locations around here in South Orange County, some beautiful spots, look at the sunrise, maybe some sunsets, sit on the beach. You get to meet my dog Dexter, a little Australian Shepherd. Anyways, but most importantly, we're going to have fun. It's going to be entertaining. So who knows where we're headed with this, but it's going to be a blast, and it's really the least we can do after having had this experience, and our lives have completely changed. Our relationships are deeper. My career's just flourishing. Just peace, just feel comfortable in my skin. And I couldn't say that a year and a half ago. So anyways, come back and see us after you watch the rest of this video, and shoot us some comments. Maybe at some point would love to interview some folks that have had a similar experience and hear their perspective, because that's what we are. Let's create a community. Anyways, thank you. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye. Beautiful sunrise, though.
Amazing.
Dexter seemed to love this new location. The wedding was good last night?
Yeah, super fun.
Kelly get crazy?
No, not at all, actually.
Who was the guy she was next to? He owns 3 golf courses?
So there was a guy taking photos.
Brad said, I'll take a buyout?
You better delete that.
It felt really good to be back on track with the morning med. I've missed that for a couple days, and man, I tell you,
I don't know if you could tell, but I was just out of sync.
No,
Completely out of sync.
I was out of sync until that heart showed up in my little tool.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I didn't
Dude,
even downplay it. You caught me like right in the middle of something when you called me.
I think that goes on the craziest.
Here, why don't you tell the story just so people know what happened?
So I'm going around doing a moisture meter test because we had all this rain, and I've been obsessed with
leaks in the house.
Yeah,
right?
I had some leaks in the house due to plumbing. And anyways, long story short, I had this moisture meter. I went all the way around the house and was checking different things. I was checking the closet, and then I put the cat back on, and I heard rattling. And I was like, what the heck is in here? And I opened it up, and I put the cap, I think I went right into my hand, and this heart is staring at me in my hand, just perfectly centered. And I'm like, how did that happen? That one freaked me out. I was laughing my head off, though.
It's a message from the universe.
Yeah, Heidi's like, what's wrong? What's wrong?
That was a message. Stay in control tonight at this wedding. Don't drink too much.
Yeah, good point.
Don't do any crazy stuff.
I was good. Yeah.
Can you imagine? I mean, I know they got wetsuits on, but we'll get a shot of these surfers down in the water.
Yeah.
I know you love it because there's less bodies in the water, there's less crowd, but holy moly.
No, you definitely need a 4-3 on this morning.
Yeah, you freeze your cojones. They just suck right back into you.
Oh, I was going to tell you something. So I'm at this wedding, and I'm looking around, and I'm literally in this zone, and I'm just like, oh, I feel so good right now. I feel so present.
Yeah.
But I'm looking around, and I go, okay, there's probably, I don't know, 200 people in here.
Yeah.
And I'm like doing the math and going, I wonder if anybody else other than myself has experienced this, you know?
Yeah.
And you just go, I don't know, it's, in a way, you're just like, it's kind of sad, you know?
It's extremely sad.
Yeah. I don't know, it was a weird thought.
You know, so I actually had a thought in the morning meditation this morning. And I was like, what? So we started this path a year ago together, and this experience, and I mean, first, like, I think you would agree, it was intense, right? The meditations, seeing lights, this vision, the visions of kind of, it was crazy. Almost crazy to the point where we joked about, you know, we're losing our minds.
I felt like I got punched in the face. I was like, what is this? This is like an LSD trip. Yeah. And I've never taken LSD, by the way,
Yeah.
but I can imagine.
So that's a really good point. Like, everything we've experienced has been
yeah,
without outside inducement. And really good conversation, even though someone's changing a trash can behind us. But so that back to the point, I was in my meditation this morning, and I was really excited. I think it's because I had a few days where I was, you know, work was crazy, so I was just getting out of bed, you know, like on my Friday calls with the boss and the leadership team is like 7 a.m. So I'm up getting coffee, and I just got in a rush. And it kind of underscores the importance of like the practice and the routine. And if you don't do the meds, you're gonna get out of sync. And when you get out of sync, you start to go back into that subconscious. The ego's taking over. The negative thoughts are taking control. But in the morning med this morning, I was like, wow, at the beginning it was so intense, so beautiful, all love, just endless, like a waterfall of bliss pouring over you. And then over time, and I know you've said this before, that intense experience is moderated. And at first I was glad because it was so intense, and you know, I thought you were losing your mind. But lately I've been wondering, like, you know, do you just fall back into that unawakened, and everything I've read and everything I've, you know, some of the gurus or whatever that I follow say, no, once you're awakened, you're awakened. it never leaves you. It's always there. It's always present. It's really you allowing it and tapping into it, especially when you're starting to feel disconnected. I don't know if you agree with that or.
No, it's interesting you said that because I was thinking. Well, I was reading something this morning with the hearts. I
Yeah.
just Googled it, and it said 10 reasons you're seeing these hearts. But anyways, one of them is it said you are being spiritually awakened. So I started thinking, I go, maybe I'm still going through this process, but it's interesting you said that. It's always there. I feel
Yeah.
connected, but sometimes you hit turbulence, and we live in this world, and it's not perfect.
Yeah.
So you're dealing with all of that, but no, I just think it's a process. And
Yeah.
sometimes, let's face it, you and I have spoke about this. You'll take 5 steps forward, and then sometimes you feel like you took 10 back,
Yeah.
and you have to get back to that place. But trust me, you always do.
Yeah. It's our first audience. I was going to say hi. Tell them we're talking.
I was going
This
to.
is our stock trading show.
I just.
Let's
thought
talk
it was
about
funny.
how much did you lose last week versus how much I lost last week. I mean, how much did you make?
I bought Tesla yesterday.
Amazon's crashing. No, it's Apple. Apple's crashing. No, kind of getting back to what we were talking about. I think the most important thing that I always try to go back to is I'm not in control of any of this. It's just unfolding. And my job is just to try to be present. And we're human, we're flawed, we're imperfect. And you're gonna, you've said like, oh, I might have had a drink too many the other night, or, for New Year's or whatever. And it's like, don't beat yourself up. It's just, this is life. And thank God I found what we have found, because before that, I was a freaking train wreck.
Yeah.
Absolute train wreck.
No, I feel the same way, and you especially you bring COVID into the whole thing. We had all that going on.
Yeah.
And there's times you just go, you get really down. You watch the news, which I don't watch anymore. But yeah, no, I agree. We have something, and if you have a bad day or a bad hour or whatever, I guarantee you go back to it and you do a meditation, your day's going to change. And there's times where just like I feel like I'm having a bad day, and then an hour later, it's gone.
Yeah.
It all resolved itself. It always does.
So that's a nice pause. Let me make sure we're actually recording. Oh, yeah. We didn't record any of that, John.
Holy smokes!
Dude, it's easy to pull your leg. I'm totally fucking with you.
Oh, jeez. I was like, oh
like-
my gosh.
I was looking for
I'm going to repeat that.
I was looking for a natural reaction.
That's funny.
And I was the one that dropped the F-bomb, not you.
Yeah?
No. Well, I'm really excited about this. I can't believe we're actually even doing this, John, to be honest.
You know what I'm really amazed at is it's about 45 degrees right now, and James Fox is out in a park over Dana Point Harbor with me. And he hates the cold, by the way.
I hit you at 5 a.m. I don't think I've actually watched the sunrise with you in a long freaking time. Yeah, I don't.
I bet your nipples are hard.
Oh, completely. Completely. But we say that we're actually pretty lucky that we're in Orange County, Southern California, with this sunrise, no snow, no rain. I mean, I think probably Chicago's under 3 feet of snow. But
it's just so beautiful here.
Dude, the swell is big.
Yep.
whatever's causing this, you can see it off in the distance. I mean, the waves are just rolling in.
You know the best part though? So many people, including ourselves, just don't get up and watch a sunrise.
You made a comment the other day that, or maybe Rachel, the wife, made the comment. I think sunrises are just as they might be better than sunsets. I used to think sunsets were the bomb, maybe because I never got my ass out of bed. But sunrises, man, there's no one here. It's empty.
It's the beginning.
Just beautiful.
The beginning of the day.
And from the beginning of this awakening experience we've had, for some reason, the sunrise and the way the sun shimmers off the water, walking Dexter in the harbor every morning. For the audience, the harbor's just right down below us to the right. We'll get a couple shots of that before we leave and weave that into the video, but just amazing.
I remember coming down here in the beginning and, you'd look at it and go, oh, that's pretty, that's beautiful. And then your thought went somewhere else. Now it's just like you feel it.
Yeah.
You just feel the beauty of that.
It's, we've done meditations where they talk about like the energy that moves within you, especially in the beginning. Maybe that deep emotional stuff that's so deep, down in your pelvis area, it's just stored down there, and you're breaking that up and you're getting it out and you're starting to go through some self-healing. And to me, that's the divine or God or consciousness really kind of giving you that upgrade, giving you that auto upgrade like a Tesla car gets, which is you're connecting with your true inner self. You're connecting directly with pure love and those past experiences and that program, you're overriding those filters that you've built up for years. And I think when we talked about it, when we first started, we didn't even know what the heck it was when it happened, but it was like a filter just was lifted and you could see everything, feel everything. And
food tastes better. It's everything.
Yeah.
Is more intense.
I've told you, like, my work, I've never been more productive. I've never been, my career is thrive. And we've always done well, but I'm so much more intuitive. Like, I know it's kind of hard to put in words, but I used to debate a lot. I used to, kind of go back and forth on situations. Is this right? Is this wrong? I just kind of know the truth in situations now. Like everyday situations, just amazing. But
I love that you become the observer too, so you actually see things in a different light.
Yeah.
And you take a step back when maybe you've got anger.
Hey, good morning.
Hi, puppy.
I don't have any snacks.
Hi. Hello. Whoa, I got two of you.
You got a tag team. That's okay. That's okay.
Whoops. That's funny.
Good boy.
Yeah. I love it. And his name's Bear. Who says there's no bears in California?
What do you think? I think this was a good start.
Hey, yeah.
Maybe
There's got to be a piece in there.
I know.
I'm wondering if is Elon Musk endorsing, because you mentioned Tesla. I just want to know about that.
Oh, no.
So I want a piece of that one.
So that's a really good segue. I saw him in an interview, and this is going to go back to a question I was going to ask you, and I think this is a good way to kind of close this part, or this setting, this part of the video. I was going to ask you, like, what's your thoughts on why we're doing this? And give me one more second before you answer that question. I'll give you a second to think about it. I saw Elon Musk in an interview, and the question was more based on business, and it was like, how do you as an entrepreneur start these companies that literally defy the laws of physics? He's Tesla, he's got self-driving cars, AI, he's doing the neural network stuff, for SpaceX, he's going to go to freaking Mars. And the question was, how do you have the fortitude to create something that doesn't exist? And clearly he's, wicked smart, complete freaking genius. And his answer was the same answer I have for why I'm doing this, which is you have to be compelled. Like there's no other reason why. Like I'm compelled. Like you and I would never have thought about starting a YouTube channel or talking about awakening. Let's be honest, it's not mainstream, and you and I have had conversations with some of our friends and family. Thank God our wives understand or maybe tolerate what we're doing.
Tolerate, probably.
But I mean, most people think we probably are on LSD, even though we don't do drugs. And so to me, I'm compelled. I have no. I wrote a book. It's being edited right now. I have no idea what compelled me to spend 5 weeks and all of my free time to write a book about this. But I'm supposed to do it for some reason, and I know that deep inside of me. So guess what? That's my payback. If I can be given this gift, and my addictions can fall away, and my relationships can be so much better, and I have this inner peace and happiness, and know that it is one. We're all one, and it's all love. If I can be given that, I think I can get my ass out of bed, have some coffee, have some freezing feet, and shoot a couple videos with a buddy. And hopefully someone sees these videos that is struggling with depression or addiction like I was, and they can know that something exists in this world, in this life, in this universe that can heal you. And you don't have to put Band-Aids on it by going to therapists and going to endless, for me, I was visiting AA programs, and not saying that some people don't need that, but this literally flipped a switch inside me, and it's like life has completely freaking changed, and I can't believe it. I honestly still can't believe it. So anyways, that's a rambling. Why are you doing this, John?
Why? I think, for me, you're as much as you're living life, you always think about death too. Especially, I'm 57, so you see people around you that get sick, or they pass or whatever have you, and that's always in the back of your head. So the discovery of this has sort of shed the fear of death. I mean, that's one.
I have zero fear of death. That's
Yeah.
a great point.
Yeah, I mean, I used to get on a plane and go, I'm not in control of this plane. This pilot isn't,
Yeah.
Did he drink too much last night? I mean,
Yeah.
he's in charge of all these people.
Yeah.
And I used to have anxiety, sometimes really bad.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, now I kind of go, hey, if we go down, it's okay. I'm ready.
Yeah.
And to take that away, that fear tells you that there's something to this,
Yeah.
and it is strong,
Yeah. So I think maybe the next video we talk about, maybe we got to go deeper into what is the experience we went through, and maybe why we think we were given this miracle. I think that would be kind of if I'm listening to this or watching this, that's the question I have, which is, why did it happen to you? How did it happen? And what did you do? I mean,
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is maybe we are both strong personality types. We are very outspoken.
yeah.
And I can't tell you how many times I've met somebody or run across somebody and I've told them about this. Now, some of them, it just goes in one ear and out the other, and they could give a crap.
Oh, no, I
think-
appreciate nature. I can look at nature and appreciate it. No, that's not what we're talking about.
John's off his rocker. He must be. I can't tell you how many times people have gone, "Oh, are you taking drugs now?"
Well, if I was at a party and you told me you found a snowflake, what was it, a cereal? What was that cereal that you found in the shape of a heart?
cereal, yeah. I tell people too, don't think I'm crazy, you know. I know you always watch that people have seen the Virgin Mary on the news, and I think, okay, I'm one of those people now, but you know.
Yeah, but we talk about synchronicities that have happened, but we're gonna save that for a different
Yeah,
video. We'll
crazy
save that.
synchronicities.
We'll
There's
save that.
lots of stories there.
I think the final point, and then we're gonna hit. Maybe we'll hit the stop button before we have too many people and their dogs attacking us. The final point I think is important, which is something you just brought up, which is, dude, I don't think I've ever read anything or heard anything from all of the gurus and all of the, all of the videos I've watched about awakening or enlightenment. I don't think I've ever heard anything about two people experiencing that at the same time, going through the same process that we followed. And I put that in my book that, hopefully comes out at some point. But like that, I mean, a miracle to happen to one person to find what we find is amazing. A miracle happened to two people, two buddies, the guy that taught me surfing years ago, given that I'm a Texas boy, but at the same time, two people. So to me, I want to say personally, I'm really appreciative, because if I'd have gone through this by myself, I might have ended up in a psych ward. But to have someone else that actually knew what the hell I was talking about and why I thought the crows in the harbor were so beautiful, and walking and looking, just staring at hummingbirds for an hour because I thought they were a miracle, like a hummingbird flying around my head, to me was. I can't even put into words.
How many times have you sent me a text and you're like, dude, only you would understand this
Yes.
right now. I had this happen, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I just had the same thing or similar or whatever. But yeah, all day long, the synchronicities are just nuts. And you can read all about this stuff and call BS on it and go, oh, that's not real, but when it happens to you, you're like, what the heck? Wow. Where did this come from?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. We'll have those stories about why we see repeating numbers all day long. I'll look at the clock 4 times a day, and every time I look at it, it's, 111, 222,
Yep.
333, 444. It just
all day long.
Crazy messages. So we'll go deeper into that. Well, this is sweet. I think this is a good start.
Yeah.
Who knows where this journey takes us? But I hope people get some value out of it.